Good evening, everybody. How are you doing tonight? It's your boy DC, and this is Out of the Fog, a local matter show that goes right across the province and around the world, giving light to all the good people doing all the good things. Tonight on the couch is no exception. We have the Candlelighters with an incredible promotion they've been doing now 4 years in a row. We have Krista, we have Aaron, and we have Derm hanging out on the couch telling us all about the bedroom makeover. So incredible, you're not going to want to miss it. And then it's the one and only David Buckingham from Janes and Noseworthy Licensed Insolvency Trustees. They are here to let you know that you need to do it once and do it right, but it's okay. All after the break, right here on Out of the Fog. Welcome back, everybody. Like I told you before the break, we're here to make dreams come true, and what a better trio to be hanging out with on the couch tonight. Aaron, Derm, Krista, what is going on?
So we're back.
I'm back. Listen.
So this is year 4 of the Georgetown on My Mind and Kildare Renovations bedroom makeover for Candlelighters.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Now, for the viewers at home, let's learn a little bit more about the amazing work Candlelighters do,
Yep.
and I'll hand it over to you.
Sure. So Candlelighters has been around since the 80s, and we're there to provide supports, both emotional and financial, for families with children facing a childhood cancer diagnosis. So the biggest part for us, not only helping the child going through the cancer diagnosis, but also building that community for the parents and for their siblings, as well as bereaved siblings. So we have a number of events throughout the year where families can get together, the parents can chat while the kids go chat. That's a big thing. And then, of course, Camp Delight, the only pediatric oncology camp in Newfoundland and Labrador. So that's the biggest event for the kids. Yeah.
I have some friends in my orbit who have been involved in the camp,
Yeah.
and they say it's been one of the most enriching experiences
Yeah.
of their lives.
Yeah. Yeah. One child was heard saying the best thing about having cancer is camp.
Yeah.
So you know how special it is then. And every child who registers to go, they go absolutely no cost to the families. So through community supports and fundraising, that's how we do that for the kids and their families.
And with all the needs that we have across the land, getting the support needed to provide the support needed is its own journey. But enter an amazing opportunity like this. Tell me more.
Unreal. So Krista and I were just telling Derm how we met. So she taught my youngest grade 1, and I did a presentation about Candlelighters. And it wasn't long after the school year ended.
Months after,
Yeah.
I contacted Erin via email. Had a few glasses of wine. Contacted Erin and was like, I have this idea. And she was like, let's do it. And then, funny enough, Derm called me in December as we were getting the ball rolling for January, February, and was like, hey, just, do you want to do something together? It'd be kind of neat. And I was like, funny, you asked.
Yeah, that's interesting timing.
It was the kind of thing where all of the dominoes just fell in the exact right order. So it was kismet.
I love it. And so, Derm, listen, you're sitting with a dream team right now. And yet, it takes 3 to make a thing go right, because you and your crew coming up in there absolutely has such a massive impact on.
We couldn't do it without them,
right?
Truly.
Well, so I've heard from many a person, and I think I say that myself about things. We can't do nothing without Derm, guys.
No.
Kildare. So, talk about what a rewarding experience is, and anything that you have to say about that.
So we jumped on board the year 1, and we done it. It was amazing seeing Rachel, little faces, the light, and then shortly afterwards, that recovery period, and seeing it make the difference it made to their spirit and how it uplifts them. So that was it. We were hooked. So we just signed up and said every year, just keep coming back and we'll be there.
Well, I'll tell you, from the social storytelling that I see bits and pieces of, you know how we do, and I'm just seeing a room go from to whoa.
Yep.
What's that process like?
It's chaos. Organized chaos. The truth is, behind the scenes, there's a lot of things that happen long before we ever get to that room. We go over. The hardest part for us, I think, is choosing whose room it gets to be.
Yeah.
Because I'd do them all if I could, but unfortunately, resources are not what they are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we pick, and then we meet with the family, and we kind of get their vibe, and then I go away, do a mood board, make a shopping list, and then I go out to community and different partnerships and with relationships that I have, and try and get as much as I can for free.
And she does.
And we've been really fortunate, and we've had people we have had companies who started with us 4 years ago and are still donating to us. And every year when I email, their response has always been like Derms, yes, we're in 100%. What do you need?
Wow.
So they've gone above and beyond. So folks like Cohen's Home Furnishing, Sam Design, both local. Also Forrest and Brooks did candles for us. Yeah. So last year was the first year we did a collab. We did a candle, all proceeds go to the Candlelighter Stream Makeover.
Wow,
This is this year's Rough Lumber.
So gorgeous.
So unfortunately
Coconut
they are sold out.
What the?
They were popular, but yeah, so the proceeds go towards the makeover, which is amazing. So it helps cover all the things that we don't necessarily get donated. And all the little bits and pieces that come up throughout the makeover we didn't think to ask for.
Which that absolutely comes up along the way.
I've been to Kent many, many times. They donate to the makeover, but we've also been there, like 6 or 7 times this week?
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Listen, it does take a village to make a good thing happen, and the amount of work you're describing to me is so incredible. But let's turn the lens now on the recipient. What is the story?
Okay, so this is our first year where we've selected a sibling. So being the sibling of somebody who's going through childhood cancer, treatment and all of that sort of thing, people don't often think about the sibling and how it affects them, but it affects the entire family. So this year's recipient is Marley, and they are so deserving of this. A child going through it, so many ups and downs that, they're a teenager now. So this is a big deal to have that comfortable space, safe space, just to chill, just to, and so we're thrilled. I haven't seen any of this other than what Krista has shared online, so I cannot wait, as I'm sure Marley can't wait. And hopefully her parents and grandmother will wait until the great reveal.
I've been told there's a few sneak peeks, but it's hard not to.
Yeah,
well, and that's
I understand that.
I have to say, if I'm living in a house and there's a door that's closed and I know I can't go in there, guess what room I'm going in first? That must be such like a Christmas morning energy and anticipation.
Yeah. It's good though. It's fun. It makes the reveal worth it. TV worthy, whatnot.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the reaction is always amazing. We've had some great reactions over the years. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, guys, those are the moments in terms of storytelling, which is so important for us to getting the message out there about the good work that's being done. Because a lot of folks, they're doing the good work in the shadows, but really it's about like letting everyone know the good thing that's going on in a way that makes you feel authentic, of course, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, when is this going to be revealed and wowed? And when are we going to see the shock and the awe?
Soon. Very, very soon. Actually, by the time this airs, it will probably have already been revealed. So,
Okay.
But the reality is we're waiting on a truck from Grand Falls with a bed in it.
Well, that's a reality for sure.
So, and we're supposed to have weather. So fingers crossed that arrives. If that comes tomorrow, then we're looking at the reveal on International Childhood Cancer Day, which would be perfect. Yeah, perfect
That's
timing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Listen, the good work that you are all doing, obviously incredible. When you think about before this event, and now you have this thing as one of the many things that you're doing, obviously, it's not just this thing, but this is such a heartwarming
This is so special. Yeah, it's so special. Just to have one child at a time, we have a lot of group events and group fundraisers, but to be able to just hone in on just one child and let them feel that happiness and that joy. It's super special.
And everybody loves a good reveal.
Yeah.
And everybody loves to see a surprise reveal. So it's a great opportunity for me to do obviously a room makeover and to make a child feel very special. But an opportunity to talk about Candlelighters and some of the things that they do for people who aren't aware of their
it's played
organization.
a huge role in awareness.
Oh, I bet.
Because I mean, you have such a following, and just people out who we are. It's fabulous. Yeah.
And people need to know who you guys are.
Yeah.
Well,
You're important.
exactly. And the work that you do is so important.
Yeah.
And I'm just so proud of you guys all coming together and to do this thing in 4 years in a row
I
and
know.
counting, I hope.
And the crew of
Here's
guys and girls.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Oh, listen.
So this is the
We've got
moment. Let's throw some
Shout out-
bouquets here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Liam and Brooke.
Liam, Brooke, and
They've
Steve.
been incredible. Steve, who did
Yeah.
our painting, our electrical too.
Yeah.
Todd. Yeah, we've had an incredible team the last week. Yeah.
And you know, for them as well, they get involved in it.
Oh, yeah,
They're part of it. They do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're there
And they connect with the family.
the whole time.
Yeah.
They're
Of
in with the
course.
family,
Yeah.
and then they get the feel good out of it as well.
Yeah.
So it's
So
like
they
it's
come
a,
for
it's a
the
good team thing, and every year we kind of pull different guys and different girls into it.
Yeah.
Which is
There's
great.
It's one room.
Yeah.
It's not a huge space.
Yeah.
You can't fit a whole team there. So every year it's like, can I do it? Can I do it? And it's like,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
pick your names out of a hat and go for it.
Well, I'm so glad you guys came by to hang out and
Thank
tell me
you.
all about this year. And we are all going to be watching the social medias to see what goes on with this reveal in the future of our lives. And really, as we throw to the break, I just want to
Yeah.
thank you for everything that you do
Thank
for the
you.
community and have done in this project. You always lending a hand. Kildare
Always, yeah.
is always there.
Always there.
Is that a cell line? Is that a slogan? We're always Kildare. Anyway, and Erin, listen, thank you so much for the work that you and everybody else around that boardroom table does
Thank
to
you.
help all the kids and
And
the
all of our
families who need
wonderful
that.
volunteers.
Exactly. Guys, this is Out of the Fog. Candlelighters, Google and support, and the bedroom makeover is going to make you say, wow. So stay tuned. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. It is Out of the Fog, and I am so excited to have someone who is an expert on the subject we're going to be getting into tonight. The subject of debt can make you clench, but there's a lot behind the story of debt. It's a personal, it's an important conversation, and in these times in our economy, it's never been more important to be talking about debt and to normalize the conversation around debt relief. And who better than David Buckingham to be hanging out with me here on the couch tonight? What do you got, David?
I'm good, Donnie. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
So, you know, a licensed insolvency trustee, proud member of the team of Janes and Noseworthy. What led you into the important work that you do for the Newfoundlanders and Labradorians in the house?
I guess, you know, the biggest thing is financial health is very important. People are really quick to talk about problems they have in their life, whether it's family problems, health problems, problems with their kids, stuff like that. But talking about financial issues or financial problems is still very difficult. And I think one of the biggest things I get from my job is being able to take people who are in a difficult spot, you know, during some challenging times, whether it's a life event or, you know, there's issues with their budget, and getting them past that, getting them on the other side to, you know, a more secure financial future. And that's where we're trying to get people.
I love it. It's a simple mission, and yet it's wrapped up in a lot of emotion and
It is, yeah.
a lot of realities that you must face when you meet with someone for the first time. Am I right?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, I kind of got to be the taxi driver, you know, the bartender, you know, let people tell their story.
Totally.
Because no two stories are the same. You know, people have issues, you know, whether it was a life event that got them in this issue, you know, a divorce, a job loss, you know, a sick family member. Sometimes it's simply just some, you know, bad decisions you made when you were younger or what have you. So a big part of the piece is to normalize the discussion with us. You know, we're not here to judge. Everyone's got their story, and we're here to help them get them on the other side, and try and make that as easy as possible for them.
Well, I'll tell you what what you say hits me so deeply because, in my orbits of friendships and situations that have involved bankruptcies or consumer proposals or any of the things that experts like you suggest that helps people get back to the financial health that they need, very rarely is it, just general lackadaisical management of money. It is a lot of life events. Someone passes away suddenly. There's an accident. There's a job loss, an injury. So many different things can happen to knock you off and to create a situation where you can't keep up. And so we're so thankful that we have people like you that can help us. And yet the stigma around debt exists. And you guys are very much of the mindset that it's okay, and the effort to normalize that conversation so folks feel more comfortable talking about that is very much what I see Janes and Noseworthy doing when I see you guys out in the marketing.
Yeah, and that's what we're here for. As you said, the big bad B word of bankruptcy. Nobody likes to talk about. There's a very bad stigma for that. But as you said, it's not always just because you're quote unquote bad with your money or you've made bad financial decisions. As you said, there could be a life event, and we see that more often than not. And the biggest thing we want to do is make sure people are okay to talk about that, and make sure that they get the advice from the right person. You want to make sure you speak to a licensed insolvency trustee, because we're the only ones in Canada who are regulated by the federal government. We're the only ones who have a license to file a bankruptcy or a consumer proposal. The issue that we see in the marketplace today is there's a lot of unregulated debt advisors out there on the internet, especially that say they, for a small fee we can help you, but unfortunately they can't. They can't file a proposal like we can. So you want to make sure you're getting that proper advice.
Very interesting conversation also because, to your point about needing to hire someone who actually knows what they're doing, 40 years plus Janes and Noseworthy as a team has been doing what you do for the people across the province?
Early 1980.
My goodness. And 4 insolvency trustees that you have on your team?
We do. 4 trustees with 5 offices across the province.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, to me, I think it's really important to bring up the conversation around what happens if you choose someone out in the wild, an online company, someone who doesn't seem to have roots here, etc. What can go wrong? Well, what I've come to learn from stories I've been told is an awful lot.
Well, yeah, again, as I said, you want to make sure that you speak to someone who's licensed. So as long as you see LIT or licensed insolvency trustee, you know that you're speaking to someone who's regulated by the government. However, we've got offices across the province. You can come in, you can sit down, you can meet with us face to face. You're not going to be dealing with a call center, whether it's from the mainland or out of province. You're not going to be doing everything online. Now, if you want to meet online via Zoom call or a phone call, we can do that as well.
Right.
But for a topic that's as sensitive as this, we do feel like a lot of people want to have that face-to-face conversation. They want to know who they're dealing with. And who better to know the Newfoundland marketplace than local Newfoundlanders?
Hello.
Right.
And so further to that, I think that one of the things I've seen from you guys most recently out in the market is a line, do it once and do it right.
Yeah.
And to me, that automatically spoke to the reality of you got to be careful who you choose to help you through this journey, because once you are locked in, you need to know who's going to be helping you, and a lot can happen if you don't choose the right people. And I would love to know, when it comes to the journey of what you do to help people through this time, I can only assume that there are helpful pieces of information and learnings and habits and things that get discussed along the way so that they would do it once and do it right versus finding themselves back in the same position. And I think that's important. No,
it's very important. Appreciate you bringing up our new ads and the do it once, do it right. It is a really big decision. Now, there's certain things in your life you only want to do once. And whatever the situation is that brought you to the financial difficulty that you're in, one, the relief of getting the relief from your creditors, the phone calls, that stuff stopping, that's one aspect of it. But the other aspect of it is, so where do you go from there? The rehabilitation aspect of, now that I'm done, I don't want to be back here. And, part of the process is, yes, we stop the calls and we stop the collection activities, but we also provide the counseling that helps you go, okay, how does a budget work? How do I figure out where I was spending my money versus where I can be spending my money? How do I learn to save for the future? How can I be finished now and not have to come back and see somebody again?
Yeah.
And that's, a big part about what we do, is to get people on the other side so that they don't have to use our services again.
I think that's such an important value to offer to folks, Because some people will just pick up the phone, find a 1-800 number, and next thing you know, they're stuck into a process. And what are they really getting help with outside of a short-term scenario, only to find themselves back in that same situation again? So very thankful that the team at Janes and Noseworthy is able to truly advise and help and counsel, as you say, through that process, so that do it once, do it right. And you know, the "it's okay" message I see at the end of that, I find to be very much a compassionate message, because it is the goal of trying to destigmatize the subject of debt and letting everybody know that it's okay to go through these times. You just got to pick the right people to help you.
No, exactly, and that's it. We're not here to judge, as I said earlier. You know, things happen, and we're here to get you through it, to get you on the other side, to have a plan, go forward. And again, I can only say that the most important thing is to make sure you know who you're speaking to. And as long as you see that LIT or the licensed insolvency trustee, you know you're getting proper advice.
And listen, I got to ask you, like, what does a community support person like you do outside of the office? What's keeping you busy?
Well, you know, Donnie, generally, if I'm not working, you know, I'm you know, happily married, 2 young kids,
Nice.
12 and 10 years old. So. You know, on the weekends, you're either seeing me at a dance competition watching my daughter dance, or either on the baseball field or the hockey rink coaching one of my kids' teams. And if I'm lucky enough, I'll lose a few balls at the golf course.
Well, it's great to ask, because, you know, it's that moment where we want to make sure we understand that the people that are in the community, the ones that are helping the community, are the ones that I find we should be turning to in times of need. And so I'm just glad to connect the dots for folks, that someone like yourself, who is out in the community volunteering, a part of our place here, absolutely is someone who, if you ever see him at the hockey rink or down at the dance studio, you can come up to your boy David and say, "Yo, can we have a chat?" You know?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I agree. And just know, yeah, if you call us at Janes Noseworthy, you're going to get a local person. You're going to get someone here at one of our offices, and that's we're here to help you.
I love it. Thank you so much. You'll come back on again and hang out with us again sometime?
Anytime.
I love it.
Thanks, Donnie.
Guys, thank you so much to David Buckingham from Janes and Noseworthy. 40 years in the business, helping thousands of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians get out of debt and stay out. So do it once, do it right. It's okay. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I am so excited to have you check out one of my favorite Logie Bay Outer Cove, Middle Cove homies. She is playing shows, making it happen. It's the one and only Sherry Ryan. Check out one of her videos right now.
Okay. I was a railroad operator in my early days. It was 1957 or 58, I'd say. When a call came on the crank phone with a message to relay. Southeast winds are baffling down the mountain range. I knew nothing of the winds out there, and I was all alone. I could hardly hear the stranger crackling on the phone. It was like Lee McDougal, the human weather vane. Direct line to the station telling me to stop the train. Go, stop the train, stop the train. I'm going down the track. track. Wreck house winds are blowing and we're going mighty fast. Stop the train, stop the train. You don't want to let them pass. Holding that Riverview, hold that. A highfalutin manager came into town one day. He said one man's authority should never stop a train. They replaced him with a forecast, took away his pay. When the mighty winds picked up the train, they hired him back to stay. Stop the train from going down the track. Wreck house winds are blowing and they're blowing mighty fast. Stop the train. You don't want to let them pass. Hold them at Riverview, hold them at Riverview, hold them at Riverview, hold them.
Thank you so much. You're going to want to check Sherry Ryan out on March 8th at the Lilith Fair tribute event for International Women's Day. Can't wait to see everyone throw down on that stage. So many stars. Thank you so much, Krista, Aaron, and Durham from Candlelighters, Kildare Renovations, and Georgetown on my mind for everything that you're doing to help out the Candlelighters organization. And of course, thank you so much to David Buckingham from Jane's and Noseworthy. Do it once, do it right. It's okay. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll see you next time.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
I'm gonna get you once and for all, dog man. What are you waiting for? Buckle up!
Do you have car seat?
A what?
A kid's car seat.
You're a cloned cat sitting in a flying mechanical bug. They don't make a car seat for that. Let's do this.
My mother said we had to leave home. The communists were going to take my father away.
Tôi sắp bị chìm. Mình phải nhảy rồi.
If my parents were afraid, they didn't show us. But we would never forget our escape from Vietnam. We were lost.
What was your job in Vietnam?
University professor.
We had no home.
Do you have any family in Canada?
No, sir.
Nobody wanted us.
Welcome to Canada.
Canada chose us.
Canadians open their borders, their homes, and their hearts to more than 100,000 refugees fleeing persecution after the Vietnam War.
We were home.
Where were you when?
The opening tip. We're at the